What's up, YouTube? We're going to dig into the video in a little while, but I forgot to mention two shout outs before I filmed this video, and that is for Tactical Teuton and for Dennis Zuniga. They just became Patreon supporters for the channel, so thank you both so much. I really appreciate it. Now, let's go to the video. What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with yet another what to buy on eBay video. You guys seem to like these kinds of things, so I put together another list of vintage Kenner Star Wars items, the vintage collection, as well as some CGC graded comics, even a couple of bootlegs, and a couple of channel housekeeping notes. Tomorrow I've got a video coming out on some of the graded bootlegs in my collection at the request of a Patreon supporter. And speaking of Patreon, on Sunday, August 21st, I've got a Patreon-only live stream set for 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 p.m. UK Time. If you guys are Patreon members, please check out patreon.com/actionfiguregrader for the link to the live stream, and we can talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Let's go ahead and dig right into some awesome items that I've found on eBay. Some of them on my watch list, some of them weren't, that I just kind of dug into and found, but I wanted to show them. First one is a SW-C baggie for Walrus Man. And these baggies were packed in along with the Sears Cantina playset. So this is an early baggie for Walrus Man. This is kind of the darker green, peach colored tusks. And the baggie looks to be in pretty good condition. This is a heat-sealed baggie, and there's 13 watchers on this one. Right now, it's listed for $199.99, and I just documented one that sold at auction on eBay for about $160 plus shipping. So I think if you watch this one, he might give you an offer. I have not gotten an offer on it yet, but I think $160-ish is probably closer to market. But keep an eye out. Maybe it lowers a little bit, but I thought it was worth pointing out because, you know, graded already, these can go for $300 plus. So if you can pick it up in that 160 neighborhood, I think that's a pretty good deal ungraded. Next up, we've got Tales of the Jedi #1. This is the first appearance of Ulic Kel Drama. And of course, there is an animated series coming out or already premiered, I'm not sure yet, on Disney Plus. It's a great cover. This book really shot up after there was rumors that the show was coming, but with the rest of the comic book market kind of in the tank, this book has come back down, and this price is great. Right now it's listed for $110, plus it's making an offer, plus $10.70 shipping. There's 12 watchers on it. I think this one's going to sell. If you can pick this up for around $100, this is a no-brainer. It's just kind of a nice Dark Horse comic. It's got a first appearance or 3 in there, and just a fantastic cover. It reminds me a lot, I'm assuming that the High Republic universe, when they did kind of their homage cover for this, I'm assuming that this is what they based it on, this cover. But there's, I think, High Republic #1 as well as High Republic #15 uses a very similar kind of art style. So to get the original with 3 different first appearances from 1993 in a CGC 9.8 for $100 or so, that's a pretty good deal. Next up is a bootleg, and again, I've got a bootleg video coming out where I show my example that I've got graded along with the production figures, but this is a Russian Auratech bootleg from about probably 2003 to 2005-ish, and this is Chewbacca based on the Power of the Force 2 mold. This is still on the factory sprue, so all the pieces, all the limbs, the torso, the 2 pieces that go together for the bowcaster, all of this is still on the factory sprue. One already sold, one is still available, and it's listed for $40 free shipping, and it's in the US. So I think this is a pretty good deal if you're looking for a bootleg kind of Russian figure. And it's tough to find these overstock pieces where it's unassembled. This is kind of like pre-production, unpainted, and a pretty cool kind of piece of collecting history. And I'll show more of this kind of stuff in my video tomorrow. Next up, I've got a vintage collection item. This is the 501st Legion ARC Troopers 3-pack. The box looks to be in pretty impeccable condition, and it's listed for $140. Now, we've documented a few of these that have sold for as high as $200, but the packaging looks pretty darn mint. So I would consider this one. This is a pretty good price, $140 free shipping. That's well below some of the high prices we've seen here recently. Again, with all of these items, my caveat is to make sure you vet the sellers, make sure you get lots of zoom ins, and you make sure that the item is in the condition that you want. But at first glance, this looks like a pretty good deal and worth checking out on eBay. Another item that I've covered in the past is Gonzo's Warehouse, and this is another Russian Auratech bootleg Bosk in the hot pink. This is the most common one. He's got 3 of them available. 386 of them have sold. These are all overstock and in near mint plus condition, and they're $22 each, free shipping from Spain, but I guarantee you that you will get your item in near mint condition. This is a good friend of mine, and these are awesome kind of pieces of collecting history. They're from the 1990s to about 2003-ish, and a pretty cool item that's based on the Power of the Force 2 version of Bosk. Next up is Rise of Kylo Ren number 3. This is the first cameo appearance of Avar Kriss in flashback format. This is $99 plus its make-in offer, $9.90 shipping. This is a good price. This book hit as high as $200, but now everything is down with the High Republic because there's been nothing that's come out regarding Disney Plus content. But if you're looking for the first appearance of one of the main heroes from the High Republic universe, you can do a lot worse than this book. This is a fantastic Clayton Crane cover with Kylo Ren on there. Just an awesome book. I don't have this one in my collection yet. If I had any money, I would buy this right now. I would absolutely buy this right now. So this is a good book to pick up. Next up, this is the good one. This one just got listed. There's already 5 watchers on it. Literally got listed about an hour ago. This is a mint and sealed mailer box version of the original Amazon exclusive Boba Fett's Slave One. So not the reissue that came out, 3 or 4 years ago. This is the original issue, and it's still in the factory mailer box. It's $150 plus $20 shipping. That's about what the reissue goes for. So to get the original issue version, and here's the box art for it, that's a pretty darn good deal. I expect this one to sell. If it's already sold by the time this video goes up, my apologies, but you know, I try to make some videos ahead of time, and obviously the Patreon supporters, they get all my videos 24 hours early. I don't expect this one to be around long, but that's a really good deal on the original issue Slave One. Next up is a variant that some people agree with, some people don't, and that's the short V version of the Power Droid. This is UKG 80%. And what am I talking about with the short V? That's that little molded piece there on the side of the Power Droid. That's a shorter V versus the longer V that's more typical for that little groove at the top of the figure. This is again graded UKG 80%, and right now it's listed for 150 pounds or about 181 US. If I'm in the UK and I want to have a kind of a weird variant for the Power Droid, that's one to pick up. Next up, we've got Star Wars The Clone Wars number 8. This has got fantastic cover art by Dan Parsons, who's a pretty well-known comic artist. I love this cover, and that is the first appearance of I believe, Clone Commander Wolf. Just an awesome cover. Great perspective on that one. I love that art style, and that's on my short list. Right now there's 5 watchers on this one. Right now it's listed for $145 on eBay, but if you go to mycomicshop.com, you can get it for even cheaper. And I buy from mycomicshop.com very regularly, and that's a fantastic cover. If Clone Wars number 1, which is the first appearance of Ahsoka, is too expensive for you, and in a 9.8 grade, it's too expensive for just about everybody. It's $2,000 plus right now. This is a nice alternative. Clone Wars number 7 is another one that I've talked about in past videos, but Clone Wars number 8 is the first appearance of Clone Commander Wolf, and that's an awesome cover. Next up is one that is extremely difficult to find, and that's an AFA 85 Luke Skywalker X-Wing pilot. I can't tell you how difficult it is to get an 85 grade for this figure. If I didn't already have one in process at Collector Archive Services right now, I'd buy this one. This one's listed for $274.95 or $355 Canadian. There's already 3 watchers on it. It just got listed this morning. This is going to sell if it's not already sold by the time you watch this video. It's one of those figures, because of all the white on the vest and because of the white straps on the leg that can get scratches really easily, plus the black of the boots. This figure in a brand new case style, in an 85 grade archival case for $275 US, that is a great buy. Buy that one right now if you don't have one. Next up is a UKG 85% Spanish PBP red snaggletooth, brand new case style. That one's listed for 190 pounds or 229 US dollars. 9 watchers on this one, and that might be a little high in my opinion. This is one of the more common PvP figures out there. This was even produced on US Kenner cards in the Made in Spain 77 back Return of the Jedi cards. But if you want a high grade Spanish figure, you're going to have to pay the money. And again, this one might be a little high, closer to 200s probably market value right now for an 85 grade, but it is make an offer. So there's 9 watchers on it. I expect that one to sell. Here is a screaming buy if you're into the adaptation books. This is a CGC 9.8 for Solo Adaptation number 1. This is the first appearance of Kira in comics, as well as, I believe, Dryden Voss, and also Lady Proxima, I believe, is also her first appearance. I could be wrong on that part. But this is listed for 147 US. This is another example of the comic book market way down. I paid closer to $200, I think. I might have paid $185 for mine. But I have this book already, but this is a great book to have, and I still think Kira is going to make another appearance in live-action content now that Emilia Clarke is through her health issues. She had a stroke and some other things she was dealing with. But she's already coming back as a Marvel superhero within the cinematic universe, but I expect at some point they're going to do a spin-off series of some kind for Kira. Just given Crimson Dawn and that latest comic book series, Crimson Reign, I'd be really, really surprised if this book doesn't shoot up in value eventually. But this is a great price. I would definitely snag that. There's already 3 watchers on it. It just got listed today. Next up, we've got an AFA 85 Hong Kong brown snake dark green head Yoda. This is listed for $300, and it's also make an offer. There's 9 watchers on it. This is also the brand new case style, as you can see there. That's a nice high-grade Yoda, and it might be a little high, but not by too much. I mean, 250 to 275 is probably market value. So I think that seller, he's got a bunch listed. I would probably make him an offer at 250 and just see what happens. But that's a great figure. Next up, we've got the Razor Crest pack-ins, and they're both starting at auctions. And again, I don't usually do auctions, but the buy it now prices are fantastic. $80 is the buy it now price, plus $9.85 shipping for the pack-in off-world Jawa. I have not zoomed in too much on these photos to make sure that this is in perfect condition, but this Jawa looks to be pretty good, maybe just some slight edge wear on the back. But $80 is the buy it now price, but right now it's at auction with a $10 start price and no bids yet. The same seller also has Grogu with the Chrome Pram, the Razor Crest pack-in. That's also unpunched, same price, same price. So if you're looking for either one of those Razor Crest pack-ins, you might want to check those out. You might even be able to get them for less than $80 plus $9.85 shipping. But if you want to buy it now, they've certainly sold higher than the buy it now price. So I think you can do a lot worse. Finally, I've got Free Comic Book Day, Star Wars The Clone Wars, the first appearance of Savage Opress in comics. And I love this cover. This is on my short list for books I want to get. It's a black cover, very tough to get in a 9.8. There are 27 watchers on this one. Right now it's listed for $270 plus $11.75 shipping. And I might have already covered this in a previous What to Buy video. If I have, I apologize. It's on my watch list, and it has been for a long time, and I just can never have the funds ready to buy it. But I love this book, and I love this cover, and I think that you could spend your money a lot worse than getting the first appearance of Savage Opress, Darth Maul's brother, in comics. I think that's a buy. I don't know what the fair market value is for it. You might be able to get it cheaper, maybe in the 160 to 180 range in an auction, but that's an awfully tempting buy right there. That's all I really had for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.